Turning Red, which is a Pixar movie that is now streaming on Disney Plus. It's not in the theaters. And it may as well be called All About Puberty because it's about a young girl who's 13 and lives with her mother and father and coming into that period of life. And I must say that there is a bit of frank talk about her having her first period, which is a little surprising in a Disney film. So it's not for the little kids. If you're a parent and you've already had the talk, let them watch it because it's really wonderful. It goes through all of the turmoil that happens at that age and what happens with her, which she finds out was sort of a curse of the women in her family, is that whenever she feels a strong emotion, she turns into this gigantic furry red panda. And what are you at 13 but strong emotions? So it happens at all the most inopportune moments. The solution is that there's a ritual they do during a blood moon in which the panda part of them is separated from the human part of them and encased in some type of jewelry. And thereafter, they are not bothered by the wild panda part and can continue on being, good little women and good little girls. However, what happens with this girl, and her name is Mei Lin, she's played by Rosalie Chang, and her mother is played wonderfully as a voice actor, of course, by Sandra Oh. While the relationship so far has been really close, and she's been the ideal daughter, when this starts to happen to her, she suddenly gets rebellious ideas. But she's afraid of disappointing her mother. And then it turns out the mother has problems with her mother. And yes, grandma does show up eventually. And it's just wonderful, all that mother-daughter tension. And the panda really is just a metaphor for the normal things that teens do when they start to separate from their parents and when friends become more important. But it gets everything right. There's a couple of moments when the girl is so embarrassed, once by something she's done, but once by something her mother's done in front of the other kids. And I've never seen a movie that portrays that type of embarrassment visually so well. There's alarms going off and strobe lights and a close-up of her face, and she's sweating and her face is red. And it just brings back those moments when you just wanted to die and sink into the floor. It's just so evocative. And I have to say, this movie was written by women and it was directed by a woman. And while anybody who has gone through puberty is going to get it, it's really wonderful about the way that girls go through that time of life. And has a really satisfying ending to where she decides, she's figured out how to control her panda, and she eventually decides that she wants to keep it, which I thought was great. So anyway, it was very, very touching, made me cry a couple of times. And if you have Disney Plus, I really recommend watching it.